is Natalie. This is your personal guitar video, okay? So we are gonna go over what we went over on Monday. All right, so your names of the strings are as follows. So you got this big one, the closest one on the top here. This one's your E string, so it's Eddie. This one's your A for 8, so Eddie, 8. This one's gonna be D for dynamite. This next one's gonna be G for good. The next one's B for bye. And then you got the last one, Eddie. So remember, it goes like Eddie, 8, dynamite, good, bye, Eddie. Okay, so you got 2 E strings. You got your Eddie here and your Eddie here. Okay, so we are gonna focus on this Eddie, the tiniest one. So this tiny one, this is your first string. It's your first because it's the smallest. You got this fat one up here, that's your 6th string. So we're gonna focus on the first string, okay? So on your first, we've also got frets here, remember? So this is your first fret. You wanna stay behind the fret. And this is what I mean by behind the fret. You don't wanna be on it, because being on it will make the string sound like this, listen. But if you're behind it, it's nice and smooth and crisp and clean, correct? Listen. Versus, yeah, so you want to be just behind the fret, okay? So let's put our first finger, so you got your first finger right here, make it like a little hook and put pressure on that first string of your first fret, and with your right hand and your pick, if you have a pick at home, go ahead and pluck that first string like that, okay? Now you're gonna take your middle finger and you're gonna put it on that same string, the first string, but on the 2nd fret, again, just behind the fret, and you're gonna pluck it. Now you're gonna do your 3rd finger just behind the 3rd fret, and you're gonna pluck it. And same thing with your pinky on the 4th fret of the same string, you're gonna pluck that one too. Okay, so let's try and do all of those back to back, okay? So make our little hook, and you're gonna hold your guitar kind of like this, but then you're gonna make a hook following it, okay? So let's do that first string. First string on the next fret with your middle finger. Next fret with your ring finger. Next fret with your pinky. Okay, so try all those one more time. First finger, 2nd finger, 3rd finger, 4th finger. Okay, so you got all those down, good for you. Let's work on a little bit of the chords, shall we? Okay, so one of the chords we went over was called a G7 chord. So you take again your finger, you hook it like so, you wrap your thumb around the back of your neck of your guitar, and then you'll take your finger, make it into a hook, and put it on the first string. You add that pressure, so you want it to sound like this. If it sounds like this, there's not enough pressure, so you gotta pinch it harder. So really try to pinch that first string, okay? And make it nice and clean. So on the G7 chord, you will play 4 strings. So see, you're on the first string right here, but with your right hand, you're gonna play 4 strings. You're gonna play the dynamite string, the good string, the bye string, and the Eddie string. So you're gonna play those 4 strings. And it should sound like that. If you hear this, you need a little bit more pressure, or if you hear this, you need a whole lot more pressure. Okay, so make sure you're kind of pinching that guitar, that string down. It might hurt a little bit. Remember, you'll get these lines on your fingers, but it's okay, because the pain will not last for very long, I promise you. So, 4 strings, play that, okay? And if your finger is hurting, you know, shake it out. Check out your finger. And you can also switch. You can use your middle finger and do that same string, the first string on the 1st fret, play those 4 strings. Very good. Okay, so another chord we can learn is switching to the next string just above it. So see, there was the first string that I was on. Now I'm moving my finger up to the B string, the bi string. So you go from the eddy string to the bi string, and remember, keep that finger hooked. You want to keep it arched like this or like this, whichever finger you're using. You want to keep it nice and arched like that, like a hook, because if you have it flat, you're liable to sound like this.